Hi, everyone. This is Jacqui Cooper with Crypto Mom 2 Talk Show, and I want to thank everyone for hopping back on this episode and welcome everyone. Today, I have someone who I am just blown away with every time I'm talking to him because he's such a creative individual, and I'm really excited to share more about his project. So for those that are new to Crypto Mom 2, I just want to share a little bit about my background and how I got started in this. My journey, like many others, is not straight and narrow. My background is that I am an attorney, and I'm also an educator as well as an entrepreneur here in the crypto space, as well as in other business ventures. I believe in diversifying businesses, but I also want to just mention that these shows are not financial advice. There's always risk involved with any venture on the blockchain. So you definitely have to do your own research. So a lot of what I'm sharing is based upon my own personal opinions, as well as those that I've been interviewing on the blockchain for the past few years. And what I've learned is that there is so much creativity. There's the technology is evolving, as Diego and I've talked about, and it is just fascinating with what you can do both with NFTs, with the metaverse, just a whole slew from the personal side to the business side. So I do want to ask that you stay all the way to the end so you can enjoy this fascinating conversation that we're going to have. But for the moment, I'm going to ask Diego to hop on and introduce himself because we connected on one of my many social media connections, and I'm really grateful that we have made this connection. So Diego, welcome today to Crypto Mom 2. How are you doing?
Hi, Jacqueline. I'm doing really, really good. I'm very happy to be here as well.
Yeah, so I know that I'm in Maryland and you're located a different place in the world. So why don't you share with everyone where you're located?
Yeah, well, there's this small city in northern Mexico called Tijuana. It's right behind the border with San Diego, California, right there.
Yeah, yeah. And what's the weather like for you today?
Well, it's actually pretty nice. It's very fair. It's very a bit chilly, with a nice breeze, but nothing too hot. Yeah.
Well, today when I was at school, I had my hood up because it was so cold. The wind was so cold. But I connected with you about the blockchain and your project. So why don't you go ahead and introduce to everyone the project that you're working on?
Alrighty. Well, we're working on an ecosystem called Jada. It's a DeFi ecosystem that's guided by AI. We're developing this AI parentheses it's like artificial general intelligence, where it's not just focused on one thing. It's able to like learn on its own and rewrite its own like programming in order to like accommodate to different situations, right? So the goal of this ecosystem is to allow people to stake their assets at whatever interest rate or profit rate that they choose, and receive the net the net gains out of every successful stake that they make. And it also allows people looking for credits or loans or whatever to also set like a bar, right? Like, okay, I'm looking for X amount and I'm willing to give X Y amount in return of interest or whatever. And the goal with this is creating like a global interest rate. So the people themselves are the ones that decide how much interest their assets are going to be performing for, and to receive the whole game. Yeah.
So let me ask you a question, because there might be some listeners that don't know what DeFi is. How would you define DeFi?
Well, in the simplest words I can come up with are basically you pool your money into a collective fund, and then everyone agrees collectively what's going to happen with those with those assets. And there's no single person that decides what's going to be done with the with the assets stored in the fund. And there's no way for anyone to like censor it or close it or say, oh no, this doesn't fly with us. It's all collective decision making.
So what I love about that, and with a lot of the platforms that I've been looking at, they have white papers, or in your case, a green paper. Do you want to share the green paper, and that way we can talk about what that means?
Sure. Let me get it for you. Share screen. All right. We have. Okay, so this is our green paper, and
I love it.
Thank you. It talks about different aspects of the project. So we're going to be focusing on the DeFi aspect for now. Later on, we'll talk about the AI part of it, and also on the economy driver feature that we're going to be integrating, and also on the SSI, the self-sovereign identity. So
let me ask you a question. How did you come up with this idea? What's your background? Because I know you and I have talked a lot about your history, and I think your story is fascinating. So why don't you share?
Well, it started out many years ago. I've always been very deep into technology. I kind of owe it to my family. I come from a family of software engineers, and yeah, like it was always like books, like, oh, here, read this Pascal programming language, read this C++, or yeah, it's just like all kinds of things. Oh, here's this book on quantum computing. So yeah, and I mean throughout high school, college and everything, I was very deep into technology. I worked at a couple of telecommunication companies as well, networking and everything. What else can I tell you?
How did you come up with this idea?
Well, it was really, I mean, like it was like all kinds of situations that suddenly just like collided, right? So I'm gonna mention two. So the first one was we were at Toronto in Canada for a film festival, and I remember that I mean, I just have this really bad luck with cash, with hard cash. So I try to stay away from it. So like I'm always using like a debit card and whatever. But like my transactions, like every time I would slide my card, it would decline, and then I would call the bank and be like, hey, like what's happening? And they'd be like, oh, we froze your account because we noticed some suspicious activity that you were in some other place. I'm like, yeah, I mean, because I am in this other place. I called you a week ago to tell you that I would be traveling. Oh yes, but now you need to come to Mexico and put your fingerprints and verify that that's you. And like, but why? That doesn't make sense. Like I can't leave the film festival to go make you happy. So that was one thing. And then I'm not sure how I got it fixed, but I remember walking through Queen Street, which is like around the entertainment district, and I found a Bitcoin machine, a Bitcoin ATM, and I was like, what is this? And I remember hearing about the technology, but I mean, I think I never gave it a try. No, I know I didn't. And then I bought my first my first Bitcoins there at that ATM machine, and then I just fell in love with it. With the concept of money that no one can tell you. Oh no, you can't use it because of X reason. Like it'll always work. So curious me, I was like starting to investigate everything I could about blockchain, cryptography, decentralized computing, distributed computing and everything. And that's how it started. So after that, I started getting involved in other crypto projects like Ethereum. I started investing a lot in ICOs, projects that were looking to use blockchain and all of these technologies to fix real world problems.
Exactly.
And but I mean, the technology was still lacking a lot, and the user experience was very difficult. Like it was really hard to use still. And like it was just a time thing. I never gave up on the technology. And I kept investing ever since. And then the second thing was, I mean, just some context. So I see a lot of mistakes being done at organizations and organizations, the government. The government of my country, Jesus Christ. But oh well. So I started seeing like all of these decisions that were being made with information that was either outdated or expired, or the way that they would make decisions, they would make decisions that would affect the economy or the community, societies or individuals, because of conflict of interests and like all of these things, or just because people didn't care. So that's when I started coming up with the idea of integrating AI with blockchain and DeFi to make the blockchain a bit more flexible in terms of like, for example, like in terms of DeFi, when a DeFi protocol is launched into the network, deployed or whatever, it'll work just as it's programmed it is, and there's no one to patch it or whatever if a vulnerability is exploited, or to be able to accommodate the protocol to new needs, because it takes more human resources, more time analyzing what the new, like what the protocol needs to be better, in order for it to accommodate new challenges. So I came up with this idea that we could have an AI that's able to analyze these trends, these problems, these challenges, and be able to create updates and everything to the DeFi protocol that we're going to be deploying at rates much faster than what we as human beings can perceive. That way the AI will be able to identify the problem before it actually blows up and be able to like already have a solution ready,
And I love that, because as we were just talking about, OpenSea just recently said, certain things had to migrate and you had to, go in and update. So with your, solution, it will already be behind the scenes upgraded,
pretty much.
Yeah. No, it's ingenious. It really is ingenious. So, you have it called a green paper. A lot of times it's called a white paper. Why did you call it a green paper?
Well, because one, I really like the color green. It's really nice. It makes me happy, second, because it's not a white paper in the traditional sense. Like, for example, a white paper says very specifically how everything works, right? In terms of even how it's coded, right? And the whole AI stuff is just so complicated that it's not going to fit in 20 or 30 or even 100 pages. It's like the cognitive architecture that we're developing is very very, very vast. So the green paper is designed to make it digestible and easy to read, and just having enough information to show how it works, based on methodology. Yeah. And yeah, so that's kind of like the idea behind the green paper as opposed to a white.
I love it. I love it. It's a great summary. So where would people be able to find this green paper, or how would they be able to reach out to you if they're interested in learning more about your project?
Well, we have a website, and we have a website. It's jada-ai.com. That's JADA-AI.com. And like anyone interested in the project will be able to find the green paper there. There's a button at the top that says green paper. So yeah, it's available there. It's also available upon request through any of our social media sites, which are all also called the same. You can just look us up on either Instagram, on Twitter, on LinkedIn, Facebook. Am I forgetting one? No. Yeah, and just look us up as Jada AI, and we'll pull up there. You'll be able to see this little logo here of a little, I don't know what it is, and yeah, you can just send us a message and we'll send it over.
So what's your time frame for launching and having your platform live?
Okay, well, let's see. It's a 3-stage project. So like, for example, I think I can show you this. So for example, so this is like the kind of like the DeFi feature. This is what I was talking about, where people would be able to like
Right now, I'm still looking at the first page. Did you want to switch pages for us, or do you want us to be watching the first page?
Oh, right. Yeah. I think I switched my, oh yeah, I see what happened. I switched my active window. Let me take
That's
a look.
okay. That's not a problem.
Let's see. Let me share maybe.
You
Okay.
might have, yeah, either that or you might have to unshare and then reshare.
Oh, there you go.
Ah, yeah. Oh, wow. Okay.
Alrighty. So this is like the first feature that we're going to be deploying. I'm thinking maybe in the next 4 to 6 months after we list on the exchange that we're going to be listing on. More info on that later. I'm not able to disclose.
That's
yet.
fine. Yep. Not a problem.
So this is like the DeFi feature that we were talking about, where we would like let people, like enable them to choose their own interest rates and yeah, keep it all pooled. So this, I'm thinking 4 months after we list on exchanges. Then 4 months after that, we're going to be deploying stage 2. Stage 2 is this. It's a feature that we call the economy driver, and that's when our AI starts analyzing the users like their skill set, their behavior, their interests, how they contribute to the economy, and it analyzes all of this without revealing any information to us. As a company, it's all protected under this this thing called zero knowledge proofs, where the information stays encapsulated in the user's possession, and only the AI is able to like actually read it without revealing it to anyone else. The goal of the economy driver is to create new revenue streams, new revenue opportunities for for users. So like one example, if you want to be an artist, like, well, no, something more specific. If you want to be a musician, if you want to be a musician, a singer, but I mean, literally the only thing that you know how to do is sing really, really well. I mean, that's not the only thing you need to make it. You also need production, you need content creation, you need community building, you need distribution, you need licensing, you need legal, and you need all of these things. And sometimes it takes it takes one musician, one singer, 2 years to figure out the whole formula necessary to go from one point in your career to another.
True, very true.
Yeah, but I mean, it's, for some people it may only take them a month instead of 1 year, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you're better or smarter, or that you're, or whatever you want to say. It's not like that. It's a matter of the like a combination of the opportunities that you had around you,
Yep.
the information that you had available to you, and also like your skills in terms of what to do with the things around you. So the point of having the economy driver solution is to give people a choice, and a guide, a guide that they can like consult with, like specifically analyze their situation and be like, okay, well, if you want to achieve this, these are some recommendations. This is a path that you could take. Let me know what you think. And
I see this being very useful both in HR and a lot of different corporate situations. There's going to be a lot of different applications for this type of technology, for sure. What's your stage 3 and stage 4?
Stage 3 is well, it's our main baby.
Yeah.
So, we're working on the actual Jada AI, on artificial general intelligence.
Yep.
And this is kind of like the sum of everything that we were talking about, right? Where we would deploy an AI that can learn on its own without having us to like tell it what to learn, being able to discern what information is factual and which one is like, not factual.
Yes.
Which one is useful, which one isn't. Being able to like rewrite its own code without having like an army of programmers. And being able to be autonomous, where it makes decisions on its own without having us to like tell it what to do. Being able to take action, like execute solutions, being able to like identify problems and say, okay, well, I found this problem, this is what I could do to fix it. And
so one of the things that we talked about is the ethics of artificial intelligence. And you were talking with me offline about the safeguards that you've put in and, your awareness of the importance of this. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, that's actually really important because it's something that will, like, for example, I don't think myself that any of us are born with malicious intent, or like I think like all of those negative emotions and everything that make us take negative decisions, they're either taught to us or we learn them along the way. But I think it all comes down to a lack of empathy. The moment you have empathy and that you understand that your actions will negatively impact the lives of other people or the society, you will double or triple think before actually, doing them. And that's a problem with a lot of the AI being designed at the moment. It's still programmed by humans, and the AI, unfortunately, lives with the biases, with the negative morals of the programmers, and it sticks that way because there weren't any like there wasn't any empathy integrated into it at the moment of design. So the way that we're designing and teaching our AI to not be like that is by pretty much quantifying empathy. The way we're doing it is pretty much, for example, showing it the value in each individual. Like, for example, this individual has, like, for example, this individual contributes in this way to the economy or to the society and has these relationships with other individuals, um, you know, don't do anything that would affect, said individual. It sounds easy, but it's not. That's actually been like the longest thing that it's taking us to write. That particular theorem. I mean, I think it took me maybe 4 years to write. Yeah.
That is one of the reasons why I wanted to feature and highlight you on Crypto Mom too, because I felt that the Jada project is very special from the awareness of the artificial intelligence, but also the fact that we're all part of humanity. And no matter what happens on the blockchain, we have to think about our individual connection and that we're all linked together. And what you're doing with technology and connecting both intelligence as well as emotion in many ways, I really I value, and I think that that is a takeaway for all of us to be thinking about in any of our interpersonal relationships and our use of technology. We have to realize that our words are powerful, and that technology allows us, like I'm talking to you from a different part of the world, but we're so connected, and it makes it very easy for us to now commute over, miles in just seconds. And so I think what you're doing is really important, and is providing a lot of foresight that I hope others will pick up on and support you on. So, so I appreciate that. I know you and I are going to have more than one conversation. I know this is just the start. Any last minute thoughts or things that you would like to share about the project? Because I know that we're going to have more episodes about your project as you launch it and that type of thing. Any other thoughts that you would like to share?
Oh, thank you. Sounds really exciting being on the show again for another episode. Well, yeah, I mean, we're gonna be listing our Jada token on an exchange real soon. I'm just waiting on a listing date to make it official. And so we're doing a giveaway. We're doing a giveaway of our tokens. It's gonna happen like around a couple of days before the exchange listing. So I'd really encourage anyone interested in using any of these features, whether it be the DeFi, whether it be the economy driver, or waiting a bit longer for the AI to come out of the oven, to join our communities in either Telegram or on Discord or on any of the other social medias that we mentioned earlier. We're going to be sharing news on the airdrop through those through those channels, and we're also going to be sharing info on the exchange listing through there. Anyone interested in acquiring tokens, and in addition to the token airdrop that we're going to be doing, is also very welcome. To get them in advance prior to the listing. And anyone that has like questions or that want to talk about more specifically in terms of the technology side, like I'm also happy to answer any questions, because I know that all of this technology is very, very, very new. And, there's a lot of people that think that AGI technology is still like maybe 100 years away. I don't think so. I think it's just a matter of it's just a matter of time, and like actually putting in the time and the effort into building the theory of mind is what we call it, the theory of not just focusing on one thing, but like the whole central thing. But yeah, that's kind of like my last message.
I appreciate that. And for everyone who's listening, definitely like and subscribe to Crypto Mom too, because Diego and I will have more than one episode, especially, as we get closer, he gets closer to the launch. We'll definitely be having another episode. I just want to mention really briefly, because when you mentioned about the ATM machine, and you're getting Bitcoin, I had to laugh inside because I'm a Bitcoin miner, and I'll share my link below for those that want to learn more about Bitcoin mining. But when you bought your Bitcoin on the ATM, it was a rig like mine that was mining Bitcoin that you ended up buying. So again, that's a whole nother fascinating area and topic. But for everyone who's listening, the purpose of Crypto Mom 2 and myself is also to support and consult and provide information and resources to you. So definitely reach out to me. I have a variety of individuals in my network that can help answer questions. There are a ton of questions that pop up in this amazing blockchain. So Diego, thank you so much for being on. I look forward to speaking with you again. And for everyone who's listening, remember, be kind to yourself, be kind to each other. We are all one world and we're all connected. Thank you so much, Diego. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.